Hello, hello. DoDash just posted it. I'm not even looking in the camera. DoDash just posted a video entitled No More Shoutouts. I do not believe that she is actually stopping the shoutouts because even she has already said the shoutouts are what are bringing her revenue now, not YouTube AdSense. So ain't no way she's stopping her bag like that. But let's just say we're going to react to it and see what this has in store for us today because I still believe that this is a character created for YouTube to separate you all from your money. And that's from the lens that we are going to look at this because just in case I'm correct, this is a character breakdown of said character. And so, for the sake of this, I'm going to just give my disclaimer that this video is for entertainment, commentary, educational purposes, and all of those things. Let's assume, for the sake of this conversation, that it falls under fair use because we are going to critique, use this as a learning opportunity. I'm going to provide my own unique commentary to make this transformational and educational for you so that you stop being duped out of your money. And with that said, let's begin the reaction. You know what, matter of fact, no, let's take it a step further. And I'm going to present my disclaimer here. Um, and in case you're wondering, I made this with ChatGPT. Everybody knows I think ChatGPT is bae. Well, maybe everybody doesn't know that, but if you were subscribed to this channel, well, you would know that was definitely dry begging for you to subscribe. Okay, now let's go ahead and see what Latoya has in store for us in this edition of DoDash Sympathy Tour Episode 3. Let's speed it up. It's raining outside. Oh, okay. Sound might be necessary. Hold fam.
So y'all, going forward, I will no longer be doing shout outs. I will no longer do shout outs after this Sunday. So
Okay. So, all right. This is one thing that's really been bothering me, y'all. I'm sorry. Because I generally don't like to pocket watch, okay? But if somebody literally makes their pocket their content, then it's a lot easier to pocket watch. And these nails look like they have a gold, um, like you see how here, this is a gel. They look like they have a gold flake finish. That I think these are easily some $200 nails. They're acrylics, at least from what I've seen from the backs, that it looks like those are acrylics to get that shape, and that the manicure is actually a gold flake manicure. But I could be wrong, but it's giving gold flakes to me. I mean, but I do think that she realizes I can't want all the money.
I thought I was doing something good. But when Four Shades of Us sent me $25 to shout her out, I thought I was doing something good.
I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the things that's actually really good about her storytelling. Like, this is why like, one of the things I would say she does well. This is why like, soap operas will give the exposition over and over again, right? Like, they will tell you in the scene, like, yeah, well, when your grandmother jumped out the window and left us all of her inheritance, like, and if you're a regular soap opera watcher, you already know that. If you already watched this soap, you know that about the story, right? But if this is your first time today, they give you all the context within that one scene so you can literally pick up the story from here. So I'm gonna give her that. Okay. That's why it works for her to get new viewers from any point, and why they don't need to go back, because there's only a few stories that we're repeating. I lost 100 pounds. And so that inspired me to tell my story and earn the money to get the loose skin removal. And then I started door dashing, and my YouTube blew up, and then I started shouting everybody out. That's That's not the full timeline, but that's basically the same stories that are gonna be recycled.
But and I just
Oh, what I forgot was because God told her to. And as a matter of fact, let me go back to my previous ChatGPT review because I left off the last part of that. Maybe I'll go back to that at the end because and you saw my previous video about the ChatGPT review of this channel. I also told ChatGPT ChatGPT, did I mention that she said God told her to do all of this? And ChatGPT was not, I didn't think that was the right way to go. Matter of fact, I'm going to pause here before, because I haven't seen the rest of this video. And so before more happens, I'm going to stop here and see if ChatGPT was spot on. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me just pull this up instead. Let me share this tab instead. And I'm going to make it larger so you can see what my ChatGPT was saying. Okay. But if you recall from the last video, it said the final verdict was that this was a grift confirmed. Oh, no. Final take was she's not a textbook scammer, but she's riding razor thin between hustling and manipulating. She needs to pivot soon, build value, receipts. Okay. But it's giving scammy energy. That's where ChatGPT left off and where I left off the video. I went on to say, did I mention that she said God told her to do this? And ChatGPT said, and I quote, "Oh, you did not." I'm sorry. God told her, not the divine cosign. I didn't say it. ChatGPT did. Okay. And ChatGPT repeated, let me get this straight. Crowdfunding surgeries, cash apping her way to conferences, selling 1K coaching, offering $200 channel reviews with shaky YouTube stats, and begging for shout out money, and now claiming the Lord is her business partner. I didn't even use the exact phrase that she's a freelancer for God. Okay. Anyway, ChatGPT says anytime someone pulls the God told me card right when the money grab starts, that's not divine instruction. That's emotional manipulation 101. God didn't say that, sis. God said faith without works is dead, not faith without receipts is $1,000 call. Anyway, it goes on about spiritual gaslighting, saying that the internet has seen this before, and then says, if God told you to do this, you would not need to weaponize your audience's empathy or shake the collection plate every upload. God doesn't sponsor confusion. And right now, your business model is confusing. I'm going to leave it because ChatGPT, come on now. So ChatGPT says it's about to be a cautionary tale. But let's get back to the shout outs, shall we? Let's see if God told her to do this is about to come up in this one.
People took it out of context. People said I was taking advantage of you.
No one took it out of context. That is the context. You were quote unquote serving by giving shout outs. And let's also talk about serving here, shall we? Because for the purpose of this earlier, I also looked up the tenets of servant leadership because I wanted to make sure to touch on that too. And so we're going to share this tab here. The key principles of servant leadership is a philosophy where leaders prioritize serving the needs of their team and organization rather than solely achieving personal goals or profits. It requires putting people first, empowerment, building community, authenticity, active listening, empathy. Empathy might be not taking the money of a single mother who says she's about to be evicted for a shout out. Empathy might be that. Stewardship definitely would be that. And a commitment to growth. Okay, that's what servant leadership means. So I don't know how you're serving when what you're doing is instead lining your own pockets. But let's continue.
I know not everybody.
They're not $200 nails. I'm sorry. I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see. If I'm wrong, she can let me know.
Going to like you.
Oh, but maybe she can't let me know because in one video she says she does not watch the content that's against her, but on today's sympathy tours, she does watch the content that is critical of her, and then she feels bad for them because they don't even put out content. I don't know which one is true, maybe both. I'm not sure how both can be true in the same space, but hey, I believe in the multiverse, so perhaps she does too.
Or like me, but I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want that scrutiny.
I don't believe that's true. If you didn't want that scrutiny, you would at least be following up in the people's critique and saying, hey, Maybe there's something to all the things that these people are saying. I know I'm not a scammer, but I don't want to unintentionally hurt people. So maybe I should look up and see what they're talking about. But that's not what you're doing. You continue to take people's money. But allegedly, you're going to stop as of Sunday. So we'll see. I mean, because you also were going to shut down your class and they were only going to be available for a limited time only. However, you would keep them open for that limited time that you would say they're shut down and only tell people about them in the comments. But we ain't talking about that, right? Anyway, carrying on.
And I feel like I'm giving up something that really genuinely made me happy. Like people were like, "That you're gonna mess up the algorithm by giving shout outs." But I didn't care. Like the algorithm gave up on me a long time ago. Yeah. So now I was like, I'm here for my people. I don't care what
I think
the algorithm is
using. People were like, you're gonna mess up the algorithm for other people. Okay, for other people's channel. You didn't mess it up for you. Oh, in fact, you fed the algorithm for you, but for other people's channel, you were going to mess it up for them. But you didn't care, just like you said. That bears repeating. Okay.
I was like, I'm here for my people. I don't.
Okay. I want to make sure you heard that. And if you think I'm wrong, right? If you think I'm wrong in this assessment, ask her in the comments and see if she responds to you if your message gets deleted.
Shout outs. But I didn't care.
I didn't go back far enough for you, so I'm going to do it again.
I feel like I'm giving up something that really genuinely made me happy. Like people were
genuinely made you happy, not genuinely supported the channels that you said they'd put, but okay.
Like,
oh, as a matter of fact, let me turn on the closed captions. So
that you're gonna mess up the algorithm by giving shout outs. But I didn't care. Like the algorithm gave up on me a long time ago. So now
really? Did the algorithm give up on you, or is the other video true where you're saying how the algorithm loved you and that's how you got 76,000 subscribers and how the algorithm is going to continue to push you to get 100,000? Like, which one is it? Which story is true?
I was like, I'm here for my people. I don't care what the algorithm is doing anymore. I'm here for my people. So I like doing it. I like doing it.
I know you like doing it. I know you like accepting the $25 to consume content on YouTube. I would love that too, boo.
And somebody's like, you just like doing it because people are paying you. Well, don't you go to work? Would you go to work if you weren't getting a check? And to be able to get paid for something that
she almost got me for that logic, but then here's the difference. I go to work because our products add value in the world. That's why we get paid. This product does not add value except for it makes you happy. As you said, that was the only value you could name.
Genuinely loved doing, felt so good.
And the only value you just named. What are these fake tears for? What are these fake tears for? I don't even know what we're crying about right now. What I do know is that this is an attempt to pull on heartstrings. I'm one of those people, believe it or not, lots of things make me cry. And usually seeing someone else makes me cry. Someone else cry makes me cry. This isn't, because I know it's disingenuous. That's why it's not. Well, if anything, actually, that might not be true. She might be crying. She might be crying because it might look like the well is going to dry up. And now people are getting onto the fact that there's no benefit to them to actually pay for this. And she's afraid that the money's going to stop. That girl, that would make me cry too.
Just understand why do I always have to get beat up on? This is so annoying.
And this is where the frustration comes in. This is where my personal frustration comes in, because this person is now choosing to be an eternal victim as opposed to accepting any sense of accountability to say, you know what, I have a responsibility to my 76,000 subscribers to actually research if what I am doing is hurting them or not. But no, instead of that, instead of that, because of how grateful you are that this gift of a community has been given to you, instead of you wanting to be responsible for stewarding that, you would rather now cry on the internet and get people to feel bad for you. And you know what this is indicative of? This is very much like the same time she was crying on the internet when she made a sale and did all of these sales for her product and then couldn't deliver. And instead of taking any accountability, then she went back crying on the internet. And if I had the time and energy, I will pause this recording and go find a copy of it so you can see that it's the same performance. It's literally the same performance. But I think it's gotten better over the years. I don't know. We're about to find out.
Yes, I'm strong, but it's annoying. All my freaking life. Like, I was so happy when my YouTube channel blew up, y'all. I'm telling you, I was so happy.
I have to do this because I'm one of those people that when someone says a thing and it reminds you of the other thing, you got to do the thing. And every time she says that, I'm like, all my life I had to fight. I had to fight my daddy. I had to fight my brothers, my sisters, my uncles, my cousins too. But I never, 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 never thought I'd have to fight on my YouTube channel. Dun, dun, dun. If you never saw The Color Purple, the musical, it's even better than the original film. Don't fight me in the comments, okay? Better than the book, better than the film, better than this new musical version. The Broadway version starring LaShawns and later Fantasia, best version of The Color Purple ever. But I am off topic right now. But you can learn and grow from watching that too.
Happy. I was just like, finally, I freaking get a break. Finally, my life seems to be going right.
I don't see any tears in this one either, though. She welled up, but the tears are not falling.
Everybody seems to love me, and I get so much love and so much that I'm finally seeing growth on my social media.
Again, I don't think that's a valid reason to start a social media channel. Or to start a YouTube channel because you want everyone to love you. That's a horrible reason to start a YouTube channel. That is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and then it just stops. And I'm like, why do I keep getting beat up on? I know.
And I'm gonna find this other example too, but let me pause here. Hold on. Okay, I've queued it up for the end because I recently watched this video on Think Media in which they were interviewing Noah Kagan, and I felt like this answer given to this question was like so apropos for this channel. But we're going to continue because we only got about 2 minutes left in this reaction. We're going to do this reaction. I'm going to leave you with this last note that is a great example of why we're here, I think, in my opinion.
My purpose, I know what I can do, and it's just like, God, I seriously need your intervention because I can't seem to do nothing without getting beat up on.
And now, again, if you feel this is your purpose, if you truly believe this is your purpose, then isn't that a part of the struggle? Like, isn't that part of the purpose? If you are doing this because God told you to, then be faithful. You can't be of two minds. Hold on, pen. I'm sorry. You want me to pick you up?
I try to change the way I look. I try to have fun. I try to fit in.
Wait, hold on. Sorry.
Outside.
You just said earlier, don't try to fit in. Don't worry about what anybody else say. Be different. Do you, boo? Whatever, what have you. And then now you're saying, like, which one is it?
I'm not light skinned. I mean, I'm not saying that's better, but it's like.
Oh, wait, what? Okay. Didn't expect the colorism to show up. That's wild. Okay. Caught me off guard. Whoa.
It just seems hard for some reason.
Oh, I know why the colorism showed up. Okay, I forgot because there are other creators that are pointing out the fact that you told the story about your mom allegedly didn't like you because you weren't the lighter skinned sister. And so is that why that's on your brain? Okay, I don't know. That just like that came out of nowhere to me.
No matter what I freaking do, and I know it's so much more to do, so much more I can become. So I'm just expressing. People say change up your content. I'm like, what do you want? Like, what more do you want? Like, it's just a lot.
Actual content. That's what people want. Actual content from you, about maybe you, about your journey. I don't know. All the advice you keep giving other people about the kind of content they should be doing. We want to hear your thoughts, Boo. We want to hear what's authentic to you, not just how you felt when you watched other people's channels so that more people come watch your channel. That's not, I don't, carrying on.
It's a lot.
Yes, that's exactly the point. That's also the point of why people were saying, "Hey, it's a little irresponsible to just tell people that YouTube's on easy mode and anybody can just turn on a camera and do it." It's actually a lot. That's what people were saying. I don't understand. Now you get it? Now I feel like the what's that called? Death becomes her. Now a warning?
So anyway, I'm just letting that out. I'm done with shout outs. I'll be doing the rest of what I have. But after this week, I'm not doing it.
All right, page 23. It's all you, Boo.
Because I don't want y'all taking advantage of you. I don't want you, like, who doesn't love to do.
Now, I am a firm believer that the purpose of this video is so that there are more people in the comments saying, "No, don't stop. I want my shout out. Here's my $25. Yes, that's what I think they sound like at this moment. Because, again, I would think just watching this video alone would create some dissonance. At the very least, it would make me say, "Hey, why don't you just do the shout outs? Why don't you just do the shout outs for free then? If people are complaining about it, how about free versions?"
Money. But I don't want y'all to think I'm taking advantage of you. I don't want you to think I'm scamming you, because that is not what I'm doing. That's not my intentions. I have extreme love for y'all, but I mean,
and in my experience, if someone has to continually tell you that they are not scamming you, you should probably think that they are.
I can't make money. Like, I can't make money. Why can't I make some money? Like, why?
You can make money. Just make it the ethical and moral way by actually providing an equal exchange of value for a service or product.
Can't. I get paid for my time. I really put in time with these shout outs. Oh, this is so annoying. This living is so annoying because you try so hard.
Okay, I also find that a little triggering.
But I'm just saying, I'm just talking. Life is hard, man.
Okay, thank you.
And trying to do things. It's like, what can I do?
What can you do? I don't know. Let me ask ChatGPT because it had some great examples. So let's see. I mean, it gave you some great examples before, but I'm going to ask it now. Penny, you're going to have to get down if this is how things are going to get going. You can't get on the desk. So, all right, boo thing. I'm sorry, love. Oh my God, this is so hard now. You got to get down. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, now let me just go back to Chat Bay here, and let's see. Okay, I'm going to go back to the same John we were in before. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and ask ChatGPT if she wanted to turn the channel around at this point. What could she do to make money in a moral and ethical way from her audience? Let's see what Chat Bay says. Oh, Chat says, "I love this question because despite the hot mess express we just unpacked, redemption is always possible, especially on YouTube where second acts are just one rebrand away. And let me tell you, one thing humans love, it is a redemption arc, okay? If she wants to stop being scammy adjacent and start being smart, ethical, and profitable, here's the real strategy that builds trust and bank." Oh, Step one, what everybody's been asking for, publicly acknowledge the past and then shift the energy. Before we talk monetization, she needs to clear the air. People remember GoFundMe's and God Told Me Please. Trying to quietly pivot without owning it still feels shady. She could create a video called What I've Learned from My Mistakes and Where We Go From Here. Now, unlike all these other videos that she has created with similar titles and that never actually address it, it would have to actually address it. Then she could go on to offer real value at the right price point. So it offers some ethical monetization ideas, low cost DoorDash starter guide, a weekly Patreon newsletter. Oh, that's actually not bad. YouTube membership. She already has YouTube memberships, even though she doesn't do the things that she says she would do in her memberships, which is a violation of YouTube's terms of service. But I'm going to keep going. Affiliate marketing. Oh, now actually, she would probably be really good at affiliate marketing because when she does do product centered videos, she's really good at promoting them. Merch that's actually dope. Yeah, because the other ones aren't necessarily that cute, but tip your driver hoodies. Oh, that's cute. Dasher Diary mugs. Those would have been cute. Multi app hustle tote bags. Or, oh, I know a good one. You know what? You could get those refrigerator bags, like those refrigerated bags, and get like a Dash refrigerated bag that you could use in your dashing thing. I would like that. Anyway, build real thought leadership in the gig economy, which it previously suggested. But here's the thing she should not do: guilt people into funding personal expenses, hide behind spirituality to justify a sales pitch, sell overpriced services without receipts, or block criticism. Final thought from ChatGPT: if she stops extracting and starts empowering, her channel could go from manipulative mess to motivational mogul. I told y'all I love alliteration, and ChatGPT clearly knows that about me. She's got the raw material. She just needs to mature the brand, own her impact, and commit to doing it right. And I will still agree with that. Okay. She's got still a good following that will consistently watch her videos. And if she adds real value, she can turn the ship around. Because the truth is, people will pay you ethically when you serve them with integrity. Build trust, build value, then build wealth. I love ChatGPT, but let's continue on for the last 6 seconds of no more shout outs. All right. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and leave you all. Oh, let me stop the share because once again, it seems like I think my audio got disconnected from my shares. Okay, and now it's getting it's getting connected again, but we're going to stop that share because I'm going to leave you with what I believe as to why and how we got here. And so this is an interview that Sean Cannell from Think Media was doing with Noah Kagan. If you've never heard of Noah Kagan, Noah is the CEO and founder of AppSumo. It is a marketplace for apps, particularly apps that help those who are like startups or solopreneurs multiply their output by having things that make it easier. I've been a big AppSumo fan for quite a few years. And so I'm saying this to point out that he's not new to this. He's true to this. Okay. He definitely used content as a part of the play to grow this particular company. And this felt apropos as to why we are here with people saying the things that they are saying about this creator. This is just my opinion, and I could be wrong. But here's what I think is perhaps going on here. Oop, I did not mean to exit full screen. What I meant to do was this, change the playback speed just to speed it up a little bit because I can't listen to anything in 1.0.
So that's an interesting tension. I mean, I'm fascinated now because you've made some powerful statements that I actually really agree with. You know, it's kind of interesting that psychologically it would be said that a lot of what we do is motivated by trauma, right? And so maybe bullying, social rejection, or
And by we, he's talking about creators, content creators, and or influencers, basically.
Inconsistent attachment or emotional neglect in childhood. And so now we're out here trying to grow our YouTube channels. But, it's actually part of our core value. We hope to help people. We want to help purpose-driven people build successful YouTube channels and experience that success without losing their soul. And
now, Sean's talking about his mission. Some people may not care whether you lose your soul in the pursuit of it. Some people may only care about the pursuit of the money. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about those of us who perhaps want to balance their integrity and revenue generation.
And come from a place of health and wholeness. And of course, it's tensions to be managed. Like I'm self-aware enough to know that sometimes I've wanted to create content because of a chip on my shoulder or to prove the people in high school who aren't even thinking about me right now, prove them wrong because I was not cool and kind of an outcast. It's like, I'll show you. But trying to heal those types of things and realize, okay, but if we are, I love that you said it, if you are satisfied with your life, it's gonna be a good starting point to then be creating content on top of that foundational framework. I was kind of curious, like, and the tension, because you just said it, but then also if it just works, like I wonder if because maybe nobody's emotionally neutral, but if from an emotionally neutral standpoint, you're probably in a healthy place if you're like, yeah, I'm doing content because the mission needs it. I want to get the message out. I want to get my product into the hands of people. I want to change lives. I'm maybe platform agnostic. If I at least enjoy it enough, this is the new thing. I should be doing this. I should be doing social on YouTube because I care about my core mission in my company. Oh, what's the next thing? I'll do that as well. And then maybe it's not me. And we'll touch on this a little bit later in the conversation. Maybe I then know I'm committed. I will commit time, resources, money. And maybe there's somebody else in the company that could be the face. Maybe it could be a team that leads the thing, but kind of committed to the vehicle because social and YouTube itself would be kind of like money. It's morally neutral. It's just going to be it's going to expose whatever's actually happening in your soul, in your inner game. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, a few things. Like it's interesting to watch a lot of YouTube. Like there's a guy, Brad Owen. I think he's in Vegas and he makes poker vlogs. The guy just like films on his phone, like about his day in poker and talks about his wife and he makes stupid jokes and he shows his different hands. And I don't know if he's making a million from the channel. I wouldn't be surprised if he was, but his content's awesome. And I really admire that. And it comes across where he's not trying to convince you that he's done $100 million business. He's not trying to convince you to buy he doesn't have anything to sell you and then he has a mastermind or some, thing, oh, get this and buy. He's just like, I make poker videos and if you want to come play with me and do this, it's just, he's having fun with it. And it comes across that way. And those are some of the creators that I really admire. And ones that as well that have done it a long time. And, I don't think it's bad to have trauma. I don't think it's bad to use that to motivate you. I think people need.
Okay, I accidentally paused this, but I'm glad I did because Noah just dropped a F-bomb, but basically he was saying like, try content. If you like it, commit to doing it. Like he just said, F it, commit to doing it. But here we go.
Something you'll do. Like there's all these fantasy football YouTubers. Or do you play fantasy football?
I don't.
I'm like ashamed of myself for how much time
I don't play fantasy football either, but I don't even know how we got here because this is not the point. He's gonna get to the point. Just trust me.
Spent this year on fantasy football, but I watched their content, and most of them weren't trying to get rich. They weren't trying to just super get famous. They just like loved the game, and it was really fun to watch them evolve their content and put out videos just about fantasy football. And they're just having fun with it. And I think if people can try to identify what part of content creation and which platform is really giving them that joy, they should embrace it. And the reality is, most people are also happy not creating content. They just want to consume it. And so if you want to make a career out of it, it's actually so easy. I keep saying it because it is. Where all you have to do is you put it out, and then guess what? You do another one, and you do your best to try to listen to what you think your customer wants, and make content that you think they'll enjoy. Like I would say with my content journey, I put out like hundreds and hundreds of videos, and very few were ever significantly watched. And then we tried this knocking on doors video because we saw someone who did it. They totally cheated. They didn't actually do it. No one opens the door and is excited to see you. They're like, who the fuck are you? Like that's 100% of the time.
Sorry.
99% of the times.
Like
and so these videos like, hey, what's up? Come on in. And I don't know who on our team thought of it. And then we did it and it went viral. And then a lot of our videos were knocking on doors or jets or yachts. But I honestly hated all of them. And I had so much anxiety about this content. And if I'm totally candid here, which I will be, I'm like, I'm pretty rich at this point. It's all relative, but I'm satisfied with how much money I have. Like, why am I doing this? I don't want to. I don't need to. And it's not something I can sustain. I think that's also led me to, taking a break from doing some of the content. Whereas when I interviewed older people about their lives, like that have created businesses that I admired, like I would do that. I would pay for those. Like I would pay, like right now, I don't know if you know Buc-ee's. You know Buc-ee's? You ever heard of it?
I love
the
Buc-ee's.
brand. Oh, Buc-ee's, yeah.
Yeah, I want to interview. His name is Archie Bucky Beaver Alpin. He's like the kind of guy I want to interview. And those are the things where make content where you would even pay someone to be able to make that content.
Okay, that's what I would hope to do, right? Like you're making content that like you want. Yes, you would pay someone to make that content. Watching someone else shout out another channel is not content that you would pay for. But also love Buc-ee's.
And that's starting what I'm leaning back into. That's where I'm interested in. Versus, and some of the times I'm interviewing people that are rich, and I just don't care that they're rich. I don't care about their stuff, but I think we do it because we want the views and we want people to like us. And I think at the end of the day, if you can just find your own satisfaction doing it, you'll sustain longer. And I think it connects actually more deeply with the audience, which that was wild for me, man. I launched $1 Million Weekend, and what I found out was that these million subscribers aren't actually as engaged with me. They're engaged with like a character who does things. But when I actually said, hey, here's a book I've worked on and all my stories, and I think it'll help you if you want to do business, it did well in like New York Times and all this stuff, and it sold well, and people seem to really like it. But I don't think the YouTube content and the community was there for me, and they don't have to be But I think if I had more content as who I am and less like just this character that tries to do business stuff, I wonder how that would have impacted the book.
And just for clarity, I heard you say that some of the in your content experiments, your conversations with some billionaires.
And I think, I don't know if they got to oh, here we go. I never even got, this is the point I actually wanted to get to.
I actually really enjoyed that. I want to do more of it. Now, I think most content creators, I don't think this is going to be a popular opinion, but I think they're very
Here we go. This was actually the point I wanted to get to, and I hope you get this.
unhappy. I think they're actually very unhappy, and they have a huge ego and a big need for attention, and they're really sad people. I know that's like not what people are imagining, but I think some of these people that you mentioned, I don't know, Tim. I don't know. I think Tim has evolved a lot. So I don't think Tim's sad these days. But I think some of these other people that people admire, they're desperate to feel worthy and they're desperate to feel significant, and so they crave and chase this attention on content. And the crazy part is most of their contents are frankly lies. That's the part that I don't know how people are so dumb to consume it, but I know that's for buyer beware. Now, I think when people are really satisfied with their lives, they can make content that is pure in essence versus creating content. They're like, I hope people finally validate me, and I felt that way at times. But I don't give a shit today to make content for people I don't know that don't care about me.
And I'm just going to pause it right there. I'm going to pause it right there and stop it right there and say this. This is what I mean when I said earlier that creating a YouTube channel for people to love you is a horrible reason to do so. And anyone that started that channel for that reason and is sharing with you how to grow your channel with that being the motivation does not have your best interest at heart at this time. But that's my take on it. That's my assessment. My scalp is itching, so I'm going to go oil it. That's the video. Have a great day.